back to Ironman.
Yeah, yeah.
A couple of things that stood out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the ladies here in a second. Deeg Daddy looked killer.
Yep.
Joshy looked pretty good. And what I thought was sick was I'm pretty sure Deegan didn't jump the finish line thing at all, pretty much in the motos, right?
I don't know why,
Except
but
for the
I want
finish line
to.
when
I
the
want to
checker
say
flag
it
comes
was.
out and he rails the outside. And I'm like, oh, he's just going to jump it on the last lap just so he can just get a cool finish line picture or video. And sure
Yeah.
enough, just rails the outside, just sends it straight up and down and just does a fist pump and lands so hard. I'm like, oh my God, that was
Last
so high
lap.
risk. Yeah,
Oh, dude,
just to get the finish line shot.
my forearms would have been so pumped up, dude, that I would have been like, it would have been rev limiter the whole time on the podium. I'm like, yeah, you can't get me off this bike, dude. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to cut the arm off. Like,
You would have looked like Sexton trying to go over the finish line jump when he tries to fist pump with both hands and almost crashes.
And just not let go. Dude, the whole time. But yeah, which is totally Dave Drake's thing to do, is something stupid when you're like winning a race. But yeah, dude, could you imagine sending like the most gnarliest jump of the track on the last lap for like your checkered flag celebration?
Yeah, I can.
Oh,
Because I used to do it back when I was on 65s and 85s.
Oh, well,
back when I had confidence.
Well, yeah, dude. And when the races were 4 laps. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like racing pros, dude. Oh, the last lap, dude, you're dead,
I know.
dude.
Well, and you could see it too, because when Jet and Hunter came off the track in Moto 2, Hunter on that podium and Jet like trying to get his gear off under the tent afterward, that when those guys are looking like that, you know that must have been no joke hot. Yeah, no joke at all. I mean, because those guys train in the heat of the heat down in Florida.
Yeah.
And so for them to look that way when they pull off the track, I can't imagine what the 20th place privateer looked like when he got off. You know, those were the moments of like Loretta's too. Same thing. I remember when I was young, when you get off the track and you don't have that breeze anymore and you're just stripping your gear off, like you're a deep sea diver trying to get your stuff off to go get in the hyperbaric chamber, like just ripping stuff off as fast as you can, feeling like you're going to hyperventilate.
Ugh, yeah, miserable. Is it a little bit different for tracks like Ironman and Buds too that are somewhat in a valley where you don't get that breeze normally throughout the track? Like I'm thinking of it contrasts to like a High Point, or something like that, where like
and that's how Loretta's was too. You just feel like you're in the mucky, like you're just humid valley. You feel like you're suffocating.
Oh, for sure. Is there
Ironman would be a good example of that.
Yeah, how do you simulate like those kind of conditions? Like, would you say they're equivalent to what Jet and the Florida boys kind of train in? That like sort of domed atmosphere, or like that bowled out atmosphere where it's just so thick and stagnant.
Yeah. I mean, where they are, if they're traded, if they're trading at the dog pound in the heat of the summer, holy cow, no thanks. Yeah, no thanks. But it's hard to replicate the adrenaline spikes that you'd experience in a moto, like that 3-corner battle with Jet and Chase, right? That's super crazy high heart rate stuff, and it is definitely hard to replicate exactly that in a practice. It was cool how on the live stream they mentioned Jet's heart rate and talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, that was cool.
Because I was telling somebody I ran into a mountain bike guy that was just about to go do Leadville and lived in Park City, and the whole thing. So rides dirt bikes, but kind of just casually, right? And is big into, he's a cyclist. And we got into a conversation about dirt bike heart rates. And when you say a heart rate that people can maintain for the whole time in a moto race or supercross race, nobody believes that it's even humanly possible.
Yep.
Yeah, the fact that you can maintain 190 to 195 for 35 minutes long.
Yep.
You can't do that running or on a bicycle.
Yeah.
There's something to do with all the movements that are taking place, and also it's got to be the adrenaline factor tossed in. That the heart rates you can maintain on a dirt bike are higher than any other sport I've ever seen by a lot.
Oh, exactly.
Because
And
you couldn't do it in soccer. You couldn't do it in
no,
those other sports. You'd
exactly.
have a heart attack.
You say zone 4 to people, and that's almost like the electric chair. They don't want to talk about that kind of stuff, right? Because it's like it's so dangerous for us. We're like, yeah, dude, I was zone 4 the whole time. Yeah, dude, I was zone 4
Yeah,
putting
on
my
the
boots
starting gate.
on, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I was nervous the whole time, you know? So like, yeah, we don't shy away from that stuff, man. Like, yeah, every other sport, talking to Tony and stuff, and just talking to him about different heart rates. And that we just watched the tour. The tour just ended. We were watching the tour and just seeing how those guys have to manage. You know, they're trying to stay zone 2, you know, high zone 2, low zone 3, like, you know, and that's
Do
like
they show their heart rates on TV for that or no?
I don't
Or is that
I
secret,
think
like,
on
to
like
them?
the app and or something like that, but for the most part, it's kind of like common knowledge. You can kind of see, you know, or even like talking to Bryce, dude, like just those kind of conversations with those kind of people, like, and you start understanding, like, oh, motocross is different, man. Like we are a different breed of people that can maintain that wild like heart rate that people would just be completely in awe to hear about, while also like trying to ride a dirt bike at speed with skill with 40 other people who want to take our lunch, you know, and knock us off our bikes on a track that's always changing on a super hot day and all this gear. Like so much is happening, man. It is there really is no comparison.
I'd be curious to know heart rates of UFC fighters
Mm,
doing what they're doing, because that seems like the same type of factor where you've got the adrenaline and kind of fearing for your life going on,
yeah.
right? While trying to do all the movements and something that is already physically exhausting.
Mm,
So yeah, there's got to be some other sports out there that have that same element, but none that I've seen proof of. Um, but that would be one that comes to mind that has that same real danger element. Because the real
yeah.
danger element, I think, is what takes that heart
Spikes
rate to
it.
the next level. Because it's not that I'm a
Yeah.
superhuman athlete,
Hmm.
not at least as I sit right now,
Hmm.
but I can still go out there on a dirt bike and ride for probably 15 minutes right now at a stupidly high heart rate, much, much, much higher than if you put me for a VO2 max test on a bicycle. I would get to 165 right now and I'd be huffing and puffing and want to
Yeah.
fall off the thing. But you could get me 30 beats higher on a dirt bike. If you guys enjoyed that podcast clip, you can listen to full episodes on Apple Music and Spotify. And make sure, if you haven't already, join our community inside of the Moto Academy app. Go to the motoacademy.com today. I'll see you guys inside the community.